The Cheeseboy 628 Show, starring Cheeseboy 628.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy628 here today, giving you an OU tier Pokemon Showdown battle, and I am using my buddy Mr. Falco's legendary team that I have a ton of fun using, consisting of Mega Kangaskhan, Mixed Aegislash, Defensive Rotom Cut, Physically Defensive Tentacruel, Physically Defensive Skarmory, and Specially Defensive T-Tar. Now my opponent is actually Momoh Brema, is a really fun YouTuber, but anyway, his annoying defensive core has Klefki, Blissey, and Fortress, so I'm going to have to figure out how to take down that core. And then the rest of his team, Charizard. Whether Charizard Y or Charizard X, it does a ton to my team because first off, 3 of my pokes are weak to fire, and the worst case scenario would be that he has Mega Charizard X because after 1 DD with a combination of Flare Blitz and EQ, he could probably wreck my entire team unless Kangaskhan can live and maybe go for some returns or just try to outspeed with some sucker punches. But let's see how this battle goes. So I'm going to start out with my T-Tar just so I can get my sand up, plus I can get up rocks and put some pressure on his Fortress, and actually predicting the rocks he's going to bring in his Charizard here. And I'm going to stay on my T-Tar, not really sure what he's going to do, but a Rock Slide should do some nice damage. He Mega Evolves and then goes for Focus Blast and misses. Oh, that was an awful turnout for him. It's definitely not looking good for him. That was his biggest threat. Unfortunately, going down to a Focus Blast that definitely could have taken me out. Now it goes for the Wish, and that Crunch does a ton of damage so that Blissey has no physical investment whatsoever. I was thinking he was going to go into Fortress here, which is why I go for the Flamethrower. Turns out he doesn't do that. So I'm just going to go for the Crunch here, do some decent damage on the Klefki, get a nice crit. And I am toxic, so I don't want to stay in too long. I do have my rocks up already. I'm going to go to my Aegislash here, and now this Klefki proves to be the most annoying poke I have ever seen ever. He's going to go for the T-Wave. I'm going to switch into offensive form but get paralyzed so I don't do anything. He goes for Foul Play, takes me out. That's just another poke gone, great. So now I have to bring in my Kangaskhan. I know I'm going to have to probably take a T-Wave. I'm going to go for the Power Up Punch just so I can hopefully break his sub, and I don't even do that. Then he goes for the Foul Play and does a ton of damage, so I'm like, okay, I have to go for EQ here. Come on, please kill him. Nope. That's unfortunate. So now I lose another poke to the Foul Play Klefki, which is simply too much. I definitely should have just went for EQs right away, but unfortunately I'm not smart. So I'm going to go for the T-Volt here. I do get a crit. I don't think it mattered though. So here I can easily go for the Volt Switch if I feel like it, or just go for a T-Bolt to finish him off. And he does bring in his Fortress here. I can definitely outspeed and just take him out with another T-Bolt. So he does see that. He's going to go into Blissey, and I'm definitely not doing enough where another T-Bolt will take him out. So I'm just going to switch out right away. I'm kind of bluffing that I do have a Choice Scarf or Choice Specs on the Rotom Cut, just so maybe it could come into play a bit later. But yeah, I just bring in my T-Tar, and Blissey's scared. I'm going to go for a Crunch, do a ton of damage to that Noivern, but then he gets that nice Wish support. So he does realize he has the -1 defense trap, so he is going to make the nice play going for the U-turn into his Aegislash. Now I was thinking from the range he was at, a Rock Slide could have taken him out, which is why I go for it instead of Crunch. Unfortunately, that is not the best play. Now he has a free switch into Aegislash, and I do have to switch out to my Rotom, which I do think could take a Sacred Sword if he does decide to go for it, but he just goes for the King's Shield. Now I'm definitely free to go for the Willow. He goes for the King's Shield, which is definitely a problem for him because now he's burned and his Aegislash is useless. And so now he's going to bring in his Blissey here, and I'm going to go for the Volt Switch actually, which is really nice because he can easily go into T-Tar, get that sand up, and that should be able to take him out from this range. And the Blissey will go down, which is super awesome because Blissey was definitely a really annoying part of that defensive core. Now as Noivern comes in, goes for the Draco, it is not enough, but my Rock Slide is enough to take him out. So T-Tar did a ton of work this game. I'm totally fine with foddering it out now. He's going to bring in Aegislash, I don't care if he outspeeds. He actually goes for the Shadow Sneak, and I just go for the Flamethrower in case he went for King's Shield in the case that it could potentially outspeed. I think it's a speed tie between these two pokes. But yeah, because of his offensive form, he almost dies. He just keeps going for the Shadow Sneak, so unfortunately, he is going to die after the burn after the next turn, and so he's going to get one more Shadow Sneak off. I'm just getting as many layers of hazards as possible right now. That way when Klefki comes in, it's going to die of hazards, and Fortress is not going to be at enough health to easily take a Brave Bird. So it's going to go down, and all he has left is Klefki. It's going to die from the hazard, and that'll be a good game. So that was definitely a very fun match, Momoh Brema. Check him out, guys. He's a super fun YouTuber, and thank you all for watching. Like, comment, sub, and until later, peace.